So hi everyone, we are Bring Your Own Suitcase project. My name is Miluska, this is my friend Abir, and we would like to start by saying a little bit of the definitions that are really important for our project. The first one is civic engagement, which for us is more of like a feeling of connection, a sense of belonging, which build up a social trust, which then would lead to the civic engagement. And the second one is how we're defining newcomers, which is anyone who has arrived to Vancouver in the past 0 to 10 years and it's coming from another country. So, without further ado, my parents gave this to me on Valentine's Day as before they gave me my actual real puppy for my birthday. So 3 years ago when I came to Vancouver to study my undergrad, I was like, if I don't get to bring my puppy, I want to bring my stuffed toy, and even if that meant having to put it in one whole package.
Similarly, I've had this quilt since September 1995 when I first migrated to Malaysia, and when I was coming to Canada to do my master's in 2013, I refused to come without it, and after paying 20 kgs overweight, I finally came stuffing this in a vacuum packed bag.
So just like Abir and myself, there are a lot of newcomers that come to Vancouver with a lot of wisdom, with a lot of experience, with a lot of knowledge, but sometimes they don't feel that these things are valued enough, and therefore without that, how can we build that sense of community, that sense of connection, and therefore how can they be engaged to participate in the city? So what is Bring Your Own Suitcase project? Basically, it's going to be a series of dialogues that has a two-part component. The first one is the storytelling part, which comes from the object. It centers on our object and would open up the conversation, the dialogue between the people that are coming. The second part is that, and what makes our project unique, is that it also creates this platform in which resources can be shared, not only resources but also experiences.
So how does this actually work? Like Miluska and I explained, we're just going to be getting participants to sit around in a circle and talk about what they brought and why they brought it. And if time permits, we're also going to get participants to talk about what they weren't able to bring, because that's also an emotional part of migrants' journeys to coming here. Now, we recognize that as people are talking, there's sometimes really vulnerable things that come out. We're also hoping to have emotional support workers on hand. Once that round of activities is over, we're hoping to facilitate a connection with as less rigidity as possible and with as less structure as possible, to facilitate connections and to get people to offer and ask for what they need. So for example, if you need a lesson in Spanish, or if you need help navigating the healthcare system in BC. So those kinds of things, and we're also hoping that the room in itself acts as a conduit for serendipity. Now that's how it works. Where will this work? We're hoping to really partner with community partners who have embedded established communities within them. So think your libraries and your neighborhood houses, because these are the folks that have those kinds of communities. What we're also hoping to do with them is give them an idea of what kinds of needs migrant and newcomer communities have, so that they can give that kind of programming to them in their own programs. And last but not least, we're also hoping that this project gets to live outside of us and outside of our project, which is why we're hoping to have it take place at the neighborhood houses and libraries. So what do we need from you to make this a reality? We would love some expertise, we would love some money, we would love, most of all, a community partner who wants to work with us. So when Miluska and I shared with you what was in our suitcases, you probably noticed that we only brought one item, but we hope that the people who come to the program leave feeling like they've got their suitcases full. Thank you.